Hi, it's Rob, and we are busy with the SEO training course, and this one is video number 14, where I will talk about Google Analytics. Okay, now in the next one, two, three videos from now, I'm going to be talking about tools, right? Where Google Analytics is one of them, and there's lots of tools you can use, and they have lots of benefits to use. But Google Analytics is something that any professional website owner needs to know what Google Analytics can do for them and how they can use them to their advantage. Okay, it's a handy tool to have. It has other advantages too. So let me try and keep this in some kind of a mental order. First up, you need to connect your site to Google Analytics, because that way Google knows you actively asking Google to track, watch, look at, and analyze your website for you. That way you know Google knows what you're doing. In fact, inside of Google Analytics somewhere, I haven't done it for a while, it's a button where you actually tell Google, please come and look at my website. So that exists. Okay, now Google has got analytics, but Google is a search engine. Okay, but Bing has the same thing too. So you can also do a version of Bing Analytics and install that. And it's pretty cool for a number of factors. So let me run through before we go to look at Google Analytics. For me, I like it in that it connects me to Google. Google knows what I'm doing. I like it because it tells me real visitors from Google. Okay, so that I'm going to show you. Like when you compare stats, traffic, visitors from different places, there's a difference between clicks from Google and bots. And bots can be all sorts of different things that are checking you out all the time, that you think you're getting traffic and you might not be, right? Number two. Number three, I like it because when your website's active, when it's inactive, that's bad, because you can't analyze data that doesn't exist. But when it's busy, so in other words, now you've gone ahead, you've published 30 pages, you've done your blog commenting, you're producing a page or a post per day, and you're doing it with long tail keywords, and you're sharing that on social media, and you're doing stuff, you're stirring and shaking the trees, you're creating content, and your website is active, and you're doing it all correct. From every one of those point of views, and hopefully you've set up Google Analytics from around about your 10th page. Sooner than that, it doesn't really matter when you set it up, to be very honest. I mean, it's not like Google doesn't realize that a brand new website has got one page. And as Google tracks your site, so it goes. But I find that if you've got past 10, 15, 20 pages first before you switch on Google Analytics, when Google arrives at your website, they already see, oh, cool. This. In other words, Google immediately locks you into a niche or a set of keywords, which hopefully you've set your site up correctly for that. And you kind of are saying to Google, this is it. Yeah, I'm a heavy metal fan. Whereas if you have just one page, so far you've spoken about metal. And Google's thinking, precious metals, gold? No, what, heavy metal? You get where I'm going. Whereas when you've got 30 pages and you're talking about heavy metal music a lot, then Google knows, okay, heavy metal. Okay, so I'm not going to, let me go to Google Analytics just quickly. If there's such a thing as quickly, Google Analytics will be here. Now, when you first set it up, please review the guideline terms and confirm your data sharing settings. My bad, I probably have never done that. So when you first set it up, there's a dance process that you have to go through. So I'm already set up, and you would have to go to, if I search for Google Analytics, let me try it. So if I search for Google Analytics, it's just going to open in my analytics. Can you see? So analytics, Google, blah, 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 boops, go, watch. Pretty certain it's going to open on my site. Report, home, web. So I can't show you how to set it up because I'm set up already. Okay, so let me bail on that one and go back to this one. Now, inside of here, I've got quite a few of my websites. 99% of my websites have been dormant for at least a year. Okay, with this fibromyalgia and PTSD, and it all goes back to the home invasion that changed my life, caused me to get fibromyalgia, which indirectly caused me to realize that stress is affecting me, which meant I need to help other people with fibro because it's a nasty world out there. And those of you who do have fibro, you know what it's like to sit in pain where people think, oh, just stop being lazy, that kind of a thing, and they're not helping you with what I know you've got because I've got it. So long story there, no speech. So the point is that if no matter what data I show you on mine, it's going to be terribly bad and embarrassing, and that's fine. I don't care enough to worry. In fact, in time, I'll show you my fibromyalgia stats, and in a year's time, I hope that they'll look fantastic. So remember, this is Google Analytics that's bad because it's dead for a year. This is the biggest thing on SEO, by the way. Even though this SEO page is on Google Analytics, video is on Google Analytics. SEO is about maintaining constant content added that's topical and keyword orientated and shared to your site, and then shared. In other words, that's pretty much the most important thing you have to do. When you don't do it, you end up with this level of rubbish. Okay, I'm going to go into analytics in a second, but I want to just show you, check this out. It shows you that on October the 22nd, which is yesterday, it says yesterday I had one user. Can you see? One. I had one visitor. It would appear on that website the whole day. Now, if I go into my cPanel and you go to visitors, you will see that today's the 23rd, so I don't know how the hell to start with 22nd, but even on the 23rd, check it out. I've had a robot pitch up there 31 times. Oh, no, times, that's the amount of usage. So that was one. I'm just trying to read it from the URL here. It looks like they've gone in through a tag, from a catalog, from company, Fredefort, another one. So it looks like there's 3 or 4 or 5 visitors just from that. South African Web Design, Santon Web Design. That was done at a time. There's another one, Santon Web Design. So there was action actively on the site from a robot text point of view. So if you go into it, by the way, inside of your cPanel, I've always gone to, and I always just presumed, I always go to All Stats, right? Which used to tell me who did what. And for some strange reason, when I get here, it tells me, doesn't exist. Which amused the crap out of me, because I've never seen a no All Stats page. So I was going to show you how All Stats shows different level of visitors. So instead I showed you that insides there, which proves their visitors right. Now if you go to, shame on me. If you go to my website, I'll show you the traffic in a second. Check this out. This is the do as I say, don't do as I do. There's updates here. That I don't know how long they've been needing to do updates. People, update your website. It's very, very important. Now, check this out. It's telling me there's regular visitors in the region of 15 a day average for a while. It also tells me somewhere here's a graph of the history of the site. So I used it as a soccer ball. I really did. I used to abuse this site like you can't believe. It was something that I was enthusiastic about in 2010 or whenever I started this website, right? 2009. But I kind of quickly gave up wanting to work on web design direct. And so if I had a good idea, I'd test it in here, see if it worked or not. Having said that, there have been 41,000 visitors since I switched this on, which was 2014. So there's about 3 or 4 years before that of people. Today 17, yesterday 26. So there's my comment. 26 visitors yesterday. My cPanel said 1. No, my cPanel said quite a few, sorry. Google Analytics said 1. So, sorry about that. And that. Wow. Is that off? My bad. Yeah, so what can I tell you? That it's the kind of thing that you need to know and understand, that there are many, many different numbers in here and what they do. So, for example, my website tracks visitors to reads. So you've got to presume that on this day there was a lot of pages read. But there are days when the reads spikes to 200. Probably this day. Check the here, most reads. Most reads. Most visited day, most visited day. There, reads. 554 reads in a day. That's pretty cool. And it wasn't the same day that 171 visitors arrived. So there's my point, is that less than 170 visitors read 500 pages. It's unlikely. So very likely that day shows a spike because of bots. Somebody sent a bot out there to look at every single one of my pages, and this system counted it as people or something. So again, don't get too excited. Even though this does increase, it will work, by the way. If I went out there and what's the word I'm looking for, socially shared this site, I can get a boost. That's real. But if I've shared it on Twitter, who says that that visitor that's clicking through from Twitter is a real person or not? It could easily still be a bot. So, I hope I've scared you enough into worrying about how the hell are you going to track your stats. Okay, so in truth, let's go back to Google Analytics, which is where we started with this whole video 12 minutes ago, was to tell you that Google Analytics is the real data. Google cuts out all the bots and tells you what's really happening. Now, for me, so before I tell you all the things that you should be doing in here and how, for me, I find that this Google Analytics for me is, if I ever told you one thing that I use it for and I feel it works for, it's this. Oh, Johnny, I might need to do that. No, I don't need to do that. Let me get rid of that. And that thing is this. When you go to your keywords, I'll have to find out where it is in a second. I think it's here in acquisition, all traffic. Is there anything happening? Tree map. What's a tree map? Sorry, my bad. I really don't have a clue what a tree map is. No. So let's see what Search Console is. Landing pages. Oh, my bad. Behavior, perhaps. Sorry, my bad. I'm naughty. I've been in here without checking to see who's doing what. But I'm trying to find out who came to where. So my web design packages, is it here? But it's not the answer I'm looking for. So I'm going to pause this and find that out in a second. But really what I'm trying to tell you is that inside of Google Analytics, you can find out which keyword pages are ranking and where they're ranking. So I'll find that for you now. For me, that is the most important thing that I can get from there. Because I will go in here and see that, and it's not here. So I'll show you when I get there. But I could have got a lot of people were viewing this and didn't click through, so I must go and fix it. What I'm saying is this, the data that Google gives you, you can use to increase your click-through rate. Right, let's start at the very top. Oh dear, have I gone to the very, very home? No, I'm still on South African web design. Okay, so nobody's active right now. Most people bail inside of 32 seconds. That's really bad. I've had 23 users, which was 50% more than the previous 7 days. They did one more page and they bounced that fairly high. 83 is not too great. Okay. Most of my views came from organic search, direct and other. Oh, the colors are so close enough to give you. So the other, it gets me more. And let's try this. So you've got to go through all of this, by the way. Let's do 90 days and see what happens. Oh, that's pretty cool. So 90 days tells me that there was a time back on the 12th or 18th of August that I was pretty busy for some reason. I have a feeling August, September, October. It's around about here that I switched off this website. Completely switched it off. I was getting questions like, can you do my website? I'm like, no, thank you, no. So you'll see that you probably find it directly relates to that. Anyway, this is data that you will then come in here and have a good look to see what, where, and how. Now, as you can see, look at that. Mozambique never sent me any people, sorry. South Africa was, by the looks of it, obviously here, the bulk of it. And the United States got me 33%, which they really shouldn't. But they're probably coming in through social media activity, because remember, you're unlikely to be looking for a South African website designer from the USA. Okay, now here it'll tell me they are desktop versus mobile. Incidentally, that's interesting because I would even tell you that 80% of people find you on mobile first. And yeah. Even better, you can find out what time of the day people are finding you. Now, this is South Africa, remember, bulk of it. So I'm going to just presume this information kind of works for South Africa. And if you look here, this row, Friday is nice and busy. So I need to run ads on Monday and Friday. And Wednesday, it looks like Wednesdays are cool too. 3 a.m. Oh, they must just stop it. Right. Now they tell me they mostly went to the home page. They went to my design packages, the contact me, which means I was probably going to get spammed. Santon Web Design, which I think still ranks. And Johannesburg Web Design. In fact, while we at it, sorry for the deviation. Let's just have a look. Web Design Santon. I was number 1 and number 2 here for a very long time. I'm 9th on my other websites, which I still remember don't want to be here. But this one, is 29th. So there's no big traffic from there. In fact, I'm obviously showing up far better on the other Designsmith one for Santon Web Design, for what it's worth. Having said that, it was only 2 pages here, so yay, I got 6. Actually, I might have got 30. I don't really know, or to be very honest, care at all. So, okay, so here we go. What you would do then is go through this information. Let's check it out. You can customize your dashboards. I don't want to do reports. Real time tells you who's here right now. Nobody. So sad. Somebody was here 24 minutes ago. So now can you see? Because this website's inactive, I don't have cool stuff here to use and actually get a benefit. All of this is real time, so it's not helping because remember, nobody's here. Let's go to audience. And we look at overview, which is I think where I was earlier. It shows the little goodie and it bounce rate, language, country, operating systems, right, lifetime value. I have no clue. I don't worry about it. Let's try these audiences. Starting business age could appear pretty cool. For what it's worth. So this is kind of just stuff that you would Let's check if it tells me gender. It did there. Age, gender. Oh, that was an overview. So let's go back there. Excuse me. Let's go back there then. Oh, there we go. More men, but hardly a huge, like a end of the world difference. Right, now in the interests, somewhere down here are going to be the keywords that I told you would be the thing that I use. Oh, incidentally, my bad. India third. So, information again, but for me, all of this is fine. Lovely, I'm so pleased. So let's not be too, what's the word? Let's try this, source. I'm just trying to find those keywords that's direct and organic, that's fine. Channels, somewhere in here will be that. Search console maybe. Queries. Okay, so you probably find that I'm supposed to have done this, and so you would come and do this. Don't look to me and say, okay, Rob, show me how. No, click that, set it up, guys. If you, I'm kind of being a little bit sort of what's the word? It's not lazy. It's you need to learn to do it yourself. You need to do it yourself. However, if you are so non-techy, in other words, this is like, oh, I don't know what to do. Fine, send me an email. Go to the contact page of the Fibro site. Send me an email that says, Rob, seriously, I really need you to run through setting up Google Analytics for me from the very beginning, a whole series of videos. And depending on how busy I am with other stuff, I might do it. If I've had quite a few inquiries for it, let's say you inquire today and nobody inquires for 3 months, but in 3 months' time, 20 people do. I'll then do it and then email you back and say, sorry, it took 3 months. Here we go. I've done the videos. I've told you how to. In fact, before I run away, I'm going to pause this and show you one more thing. So, social, I have no clue what this is. Again, network referrals. It's probably going to ask me to set up. No, there we go. No data. So some reason it's not showing. Behavior might be the keywords. Page title sort of feels like it's getting warmer. 27 page views. Average time on page. Now this is better. 2 minutes 34, right? So this is cool, and I have no idea why it went. Let's try what happens if I hit month. Boom. That really wrecked it, eh? So I want to go to, here's where I want to change it. Dang fool. Let's jump back to August and apply. So now you start to get, there we go, told you I was busy and then I switched it off. So now it tells you far better or more information. 407 page views, 339 unique ones, bounce rate 72, still bad, 64% exit. I have no clue percent what that actually exit. Here we go. I don't care to even bother reading that. Here we go. So, wow. This is why I closed it down, by the way. It went to website design, Durban, Keyline digital design, college website. It's 5 times that was looked for. So you probably find people were looking up Keyline, and that was another web design company. Web design, Tabazimbi. Now, this website, up until a year ago, was actually earning me enough to live full time. Just the site alone. And I was getting money from other sites too. So it was cool to know. Wow, site speed. Let's have a look at what it says. Oh, go on, show me some site speed. Page timings. Whoa, this is going to be terrifying. have no clue what this really means. I'd have to read up about it in here. Bounce rate, exit. Can you see? Find out what's working and what's not working, and that's the whole point of this, right? Search terms. This might be the keywords that I'm looking for. No, it's not. We were here earlier. Well, this makes me want to cry. Usage, publisher, visits without site search. Okay. So, analytics helps you find out stuff by fiddling with it and learning for what's happening on your site. Going to see that if people are bailing off of your page, so let's just look at that. Now you want to increase your bounce rate from 73%. You know what you do? Add a really, really clickable looking video to every page. And it can just be a learn how to use this website here. Hell, you know, I don't want to tell you to put up a video of boobs, but puppies. Boobs, puppies, same thing, right? Sorry, depends on whether you're male or female, I think. So, yeah, no filter, Rob, I understand. Just send a complaint to my email list and I'll come back here and apologize, maybe. Anyway, the analytics of that will tell you whether your bounce rate's improved or not, how many page sessions, put more links, put more images, change things, fiddle, and then come back to your analytics. Oh, sorry, my bad. Analytics are never, ever up to date. You can go and do like a major sharing and for hours today, 3 hours, and come back and nothing would have happened. You've got to come back in 3 days and see what happened. So there's no fireworks in analytics. Now, before I run away, this is Google Analytics. I want to show you that there's a thing called Webmaster Tools, which I have no reason to explain why they've got two different things. Give me a minute, I'll come back. Sorry, I'm laughing because I'm here. I'm in Webmaster Tools. If you kind of click on here, let me do that. I hope I don't break anything. I've got a lot of my websites in here. Do I come in and make use of it? No, I don't. So again, people, do as I say, don't do as I do. I do have a couple of really great excuses, and if you like, I'll make you a video of excuses. But for now, let me just show you that the information you get here from Webmaster Tools are different. And I don't know what Google does to just mess with my head. Now, firstly, it's always bluntly honest enough to bring tears to your eyes. That entire days went by here without me getting any visitors at all. And I can click open report and see. I don't want to see that. I want to see this because I'm curious as to what this green thing is. So let's click open report and go and have a look at what happened. So no errors. That's lovely. Valid 65 excluded. It's mobile reporting. So it's traffic from mobile, which is all fine. Right, so that's performance, was that page, I think. No, this is, oh, my bad, I didn't bother reading that. Here we go. So now check this out. Here, this is last 3 months. It tells you that I had a really cool amount of impressions, but no clicks, whereas here I had 2 clicks, yay, out of 86 impressions. So you can see where and what's happening, and as your growth goes, so let's just say you go out there and you spend the whole of this week you add 2 pages a day, and then you blog comment those 2 pages like crazy, and then at the end of the week you go back and you find out which blog comments were approved, and you share all of those 12 or whatever they were, 23 of them, socially like a crazy person. Like I'm talking every one of those 23 pages. As you find out that it's approved, you share it, Twitter, Facebook, blogger, you got to put that link out there so that Google spots it and crawls your stuff like mad. But maybe with a bit of luck, people see it too, and you have a spike of that. So you'd now come into your search console and look to see if your efforts were worthwhile. Run a press release, come back after a week and have a look if you got the reality. That's really all you want, clicks. Okay, so let's check it out. Website developers in South Africa, 2 clicks, 6 impressions. So that's pretty cool. Now, here's something that's important. It tells me that this isn't quite the tool that I'm looking for yet, but this is getting there. It tells me that out of 6 impressions, I got 2 clicks. That's pretty cool. Whereas out of 109 impressions for web design Potchefstroom, I got 1 click. Like, really? Thanks, what did I do wrong there? But I can tell you why. It's a crappy looking page or listing. I haven't done my description great. Whereas I bet you my description for this page is cool, and I've got to go and look at it. I've got to go and see what I've done right. Check this out. Web Design Santon. Oh, well, that's just embarrassing. 200 times it appeared in the search results, and I didn't get a single click. It's like, thanks, Whereas here, Web Design Krugersdorp, I only got 1 click, so, well, that doesn't say whether it's great or not. Now, here's the cool part. Somewhere here, I think, I can add more stuff. Oh, no, not add. Okay, so it tells me who came from where. So I'm getting 10 times more exposure from South Africa to India, and yet I'm getting 5 higher clicks. But of course these clicks are very likely they're going to email me. Remember, this is web design, so these are when I get a hey there, I'm a full stack web design, can I join your team? Sorry, spamming doesn't make me very happy. 21 desktop as opposed to mobile. It can't hurt to that didn't help me at all, huh? So let's check queries. That was the one that I was on originally. So these are ones that, and I can see there's 198. 198 times I appeared. I just have to improve my click rate. I can export this, by the way, so that I can really be sad more often. Let's check what it says, pages. Aha, now we go. So this was the page. Web design company Escort, 13 impressions, 4 clicks. Bloemfontein, many millions of things, 2 clicks. Klerksdorp. So can you see, for some reason I get 2 clicks no matter how many. Sorry, every total random crappy, what's the word I'm looking for, let's be honest people, bullshit. Right, URL inspection. I have no clue what it is. Okay, no, it asked me to check it out. I don't want to do that. Go back. Sitemaps. You're going to be asked to add a sitemap. I've done that. So it's done. It was submitted in 2013 with great success. This will tell me if there's issues. This will tell me links. This should be interesting. Top link pages. See which sites link to yours and what text. Check it out. I have got no real backlinks. Now this is important, people. I'm teaching you SEO here. You are in a sorry, my no filter again. You are in a guy's website. This is me. Okay, where I was earning a full-time living from building people's websites, and in theory I was, and not in theory, I was doing their SEO for them. They were paying me to do their SEO, and my own SEO was non-existent, and simply because it was word of mouth. That's, thank goodness for that. And canvassing. I would find somebody with a scary bad website and like get hold of them and say, oh please dude, can I just do an analysis of your website? I want to show you what the hell you're doing. My bad, and then, a fair amount of them will say, okay, show me then, cheeky. And then when I show them, they're like, whoa, is that what's wrong? By the way, what I used to show them was, where's this tool? Was what I'm going to show you with tools. I would go in and use the tools and scare the living daylights out of them. Okay, so Google Analytics will help you find and fix website errors. They will help you check which pages are ranking and not ranking. They will help you see what length of sticky meaning how long are people staying on your website. They are the same things that Google uses to judge you, and you need to improve them. So you go there and see, whoa, they are, what was that metric called? Anyway, where they bail out. I think it's in here. Bounce rate, there we go. Sorry, my bad. Brain no worky. Well, no worky brain. You got to get your bounce rate down to 20% if you can, people. I wonder if I can find your website that does do that on mine. Oh, I can't resist this. Let me pause and go and see. I got to tell you, this is the third one. The other two were 86 and 87% or something. Check this out. My bounce rate is 4%. It means they're coming and staying. That's pretty smart of me. Well done, Rob. Even though they're still only staying for about a minute each. But here's why. They're mostly checking out 3 pages. Good for me, because Designsmith is one of my main websites and it's fairly active still. I haven't switched it off, but if you go and look at my email address, it's pretty much rob@designsmith. This was my very first website. When it was initially, it was for hammocks, and then it was for patio furniture, and then I switched it to a site about fairies. Somewhere back I made it into a blog, and then I made it into this web design thing. So yeah, soccer ball Rob. Okay, so I'm wasting your time. I'm at 36 minutes of your life. Sorry about that. Google Analytics work. Use it to be serious about your check to see what Google sees about you. And as I say, go click on both. You must sign up for both. Sign up for Analytics. Sign up for Webmaster Tools. Link your pages to it. If you are stuck with the instructions they give you on how to set it up, how to link up your website with them, and how to upload your sitemaps, because this is important. And by the way, if you go to sitemaps, somewhere here you can ask them to crawl you again. So I don't know where, but you can. I'm a verified owner. Settings, yeah. So they switched me in 2018 to smartphone. Really owned. It was fine. I probably had a question asked and didn't bother. Okay, so other way, somewhere in here or in Analytics, you can go and say, "Excuse me, Google, please come and look again." And what can I say? You will find it. And if you really can't, you'd make me come back and look for it. But in truth, you can just use Twitter, and Twitter will send. I make jokes. That's to index your website, right? I keep telling you, share it on Twitter, share it on Facebook. There's a thing called, crazy little thing called, hang on, it's going to come to me now, Pingler. So if you go to Pingler, and you submit your website, let's find one, right? And you go to Pingler and you say, "Excuse me, Mr. Pingler," and you go wing, bing, a ding, ping, right? Sorry. And you tell them what. I've been busy with Boston's, right? So this is web design, and I put the paste in there the actual site. I think this is where they're going to send it to, and I hit wing ding ping, and what it does is it lets all of the search engines know that it's going to get sent. So it's going to take a minute or two to do it, but when it does, it gets pinged, and then just for fun I can come back to here and refresh this. What did it say? 17 visitors today, and see if if there's been more activity or not. Yay, one more. It might have been me. Okay, so I'm out of here. While I'm here, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to get to the next video, which I have no clue what it was going to be, but I'll let you know in the next video. Appreciate it. Take care. Cheers.